All right, so this morning's masterclass is all about an attitude, but mirror, mirror. And I was trying to look for, late last night, the song Mirror, Mirror on the Wall, Who's the Fairest of Them All? And I couldn't actually find a song. And I thought, oh, so the theme song for the start while everyone's waiting for me to come on. And I got the Circle of Life because the Lion King movie, that attitudes are a mirror, mirror of the mind. If you remember the Lion King movie, which was a long time ago since I've watched it, my children are adults now, that when the baby lion, and I've forgotten lion's name, you guys will know, when the baby lion grew up, he had a bit of a cheeky, like lazy attitude. I'm not going to be king, and I'm going to be king, and have a fun attitude. And things happened. And then his uncle tried to kill him and killed his dad. And then he had an attitude to mirror mirror his dad. He saw a reflection of himself in the water, and the baboon was there, and he said, "Well, who's that? It's you. It's your dad." Why am I bringing this up? Great question. The reason that I'm bringing it up is related to number one, what's your attitude to life, to you, not to anyone else. And when we use the word attitude, sometimes people will go, "Oh, God, they've got a bad attitude." And the attitude is like, I come in, it's like how I'm going to be towards life. So an attitude is that energy of how am I going to be? And then whatever way I think, want to be, the mind, it's a mirror, mirror. Whatever my mind is, it will mirror me, and it will mirror everything that I get and receive. So if I came in here with an attitude, which I wouldn't unless I was playing a role so you guys could see, but came in with an attitude, mirror, mirror of the mind of, oh, I don't want to do this masterclass. It's early in the morning, and why should I do it? Whatever. Mirror, mirror, what's going to happen is that you're going to all feel that. You might not even energetically jump on board. You might go snooze on the alarm, not even join me. Or you might start and go, what's wrong with this person? Get off here. Or you might even start to come into my energy of attitude, and your attitude changes as well. Why is this important? It's the mind. The mind is not our own, but it is. Those that have read my book, Secret Codes to Success, you know if that thought is not loving, it's not yours to own. But that mind is anything we want it to be. Picture it like my empty glass. I've just drunk my coconut water. Pretend it. This is your mind. It's empty at the moment. And your mind, if you fill it up, you fill it up. And what are you filling it up with? It's going to mirror your world. And your world will mirror you. That's known as above, so below in the ancient mystery schools. And so, what is your mind thinking? What do you fill it up with? How do you start your day? How do you end your day? What are your habits and rituals? What do you think about your work, your career, your job, your children, your family, your animals, the world, the rain, the not rain, the whatever? And just by simply changing the attitude, like changing the dial, all of a sudden you realize that you fill up your mind. So I'm going to keep filling it up. And the attitude that I want to have, because we forget that we construct who we are. The attitude that I choose to have is inspiring, motivating, loving, caring, listening. And in fact, when I wake up, I always say to myself, who can I create value for? It's part of my business mission statement. Who can I create value for? Starting with my husband, my children, the adults, used to be my dog. And then my last baby was the business. It's you guys. Not calling you guys a baby, but meaning I want to create value. And because I want to create value, my mind starts to fill up with all the things how I can create value, like doing these masterclasses. I've done them every week since November 2018 for free. And so as I start to fill up that mind, a mirror, mirror comes along, and people come in at the right time to hear the messages. They might go, they might stay with me, whatever it is, but it's my attitude. And it's not about changing your mind so that you're always positive. That's not it either. Because we're human, still have emotions. I do. I have my ups and downs and things, but it's my attitude. So, for example, just recently, I climbed a mountain and I started and I didn't check in with my attitude. And the mirror of my mind was I started to look at the mountain, which I love climbing mountains. And I do it for the scenery, for the energy, for the healing of the plants and the bushes and animals. And also as a sense of achievement. I'm a high achiever. And so with that, because I didn't check in on my attitude, I started to look at the mountain and go, oh, this is going to be hard. My body started to ache. There was a mirror happening because of my mind. And I went, stop, take a breath. So I just stopped. I looked at all the beautiful plants and ferns and everything. And I went, yeah, show me my attitude. Why am I doing this? And at that moment, I was doing it to have just time and space in the bush. I call the bush and nature my counselor, psychiatrist, psychologist. It's my time just to stop. As soon as I changed my attitude, I didn't notice the big hill. My pain in my body suddenly went. My mind was floating to curiosity. It was floating to all sorts of ideas. It was just filling up in the most loving way. And that's what I say it's not a positive mindset. It's about love or fear. The key here, though, is with your attitude is the mirror. You know that thoughts are things. You've heard it lots before. And that whatever I'm thinking in my mind, that it's going to be a mirror out there as well. So every time I'm interviewed on a podcast or go keynote speaking or whatever it is, I'm very aware of my attitude. What am I mirroring in my mind? What am I sending out? Because I'm going to pretend the mind's here in the brain. It's not. It's like everywhere. And if I've got my mind filled with, I want to create value for people in my podcast interviews, TV, or I wrote 4 articles on Saturday night for a magazine, or writing my book 2 weeks ago now in 6 hours. It was like, mirror, what do I want to create value for them? What happens in that mirror? It's like, I want them to see themselves. If I'm creating the value, they're going to then see the value back. And what happens is I attract beautiful people like to come along. I want you to be the best. The attitude is, I need to be the best as well. Did you know you are all the example of what's possible? That you're all incredible. In that mirror, just like in Snow White, mirror on the wall. Instead of asking who's the fairest of them all, ask who's the brilliant one. And I don't mean educational or academic or intellect. I mean the shining light that you are. Look in the mirror. And the mirror will say it's you. And when you see that, your attitude changes. And then all of a sudden, your day, your moment, the family, friends, whatever it is, changes as well. Mind, it's whatever you want to think. Can the mind be manipulated? Absolutely. 3D dimensional world will have you thinking that they, whoever they are manipulating your mind. I said you guys manipulate your own mind. Because in the fifth dimensional to the 13th dimensional of the mystery schools, we took self-responsibility, which is held in the thymus gland. And the self-responsibility is, it's me manipulating my mind. And then mirror, as I manipulate and I see that I'm not good or I'm not loved or I'm not worthy or I'm not whatever, then mirror, they show it to me. But we don't understand that, or we forget, because children understand it. They can change their attitudes like that. One moment they're really happy, they're playing with their Lego, And then they have a bit of a meltdown. Then they change their attitude like that, and they're suddenly playing on the swing and having a great time again. Their imagination or creativity or connection is mirror, mirror. They are everything. So I'm going to go back to you are the example of what's possible. Just think for a moment and you go back in your life yesterday, a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, 10 years ago, whatever it was. And when you had that attitude that you've done amazing, shining your brilliance, just by a change of attitude and looking back, notice your body right now. Notice how it feels. Notice what's going on. And what if in the mirror, mirror, which we call the law of attraction and manifesting in 3D world, but really it's a mirror, mirror of our RNA, DNA, and the original cell of the absolute, those that saw the masterclass a couple of weeks ago. So what if you're seeing you are the potential, you are the pure love, that your mind is the only thing you can actually control in the controllables of your life. Yeah, but Jane, what about the emotions? And like, that really hurt me and that's hurt my mind. So I'm going to give you an example. Some of you know that recently we needed to say goodbye to my beautiful fur baby, Zach. The mind, because people say my heart's breaking, but it's actually the mind. My mind broke, which then gave these chemical reactions and feelings in my body. My mind broke because he was my mirror, mirror. He'd be my mate that would walk with me or be with every session and every client or throughout the business as well. And it was my mind that I could manipulate. What does that mean? Well, I started to choose after that first week because I wanted to allow the emotions of grieving to come up and feeling those emotions of grief because I'm so having human experience in the 3D world. They were profound and deep. I felt the loneliness. I felt the emptiness. All the rituals that I was used to. First thing in the morning, when I got up, he'd be wagging his bottom, going, "It's walk time." It was, I really need to change my attitude to mirror, mirror him. What if I wagged my bottom to go for a walk by myself? But I also needed to feel those emotions as well. And then I made a decision to change my mind. Do I still miss them? Absolutely. Even this morning, when I opened up all the blinds and the doors and everything else and put on music in the background in the lounge room, there was part of me that wanted to go to the couch where he was sleeping on and go and pat him and say, "Good morning." And I went, he's not there. Wait, wait, wait. Attitudes are mirror, mirror of the mind. So I changed my attitude and went, I can feel it energetically, Zach. You're right here. So I changed my attitude because it's the only thing I can manipulate. And the attitude was, well, I get to share mystery school with everyone, and then I'm going to go for a walk. So mirror, mirror on the wall. How amazing are you all? And when you see the attitude of you and an attitude of gratitude for you, from anyone else, you to you. What starts to happen is that you mirror out your mind and things come back to you. You see your reflection of everything. I was speaking to someone recently and I really, really appreciate their point of view because they're going through a hard time. And they said, the world sucks and I really want to do something for the world because it's really bad at the moment. My mirror was, I don't see that. but I did once upon a time when I was suicidal and depressed. I remember as we were talking, we were going for a walk and talking. I said, well, tell me about your attitude when you were in this career. Oh, you know what? I had a mission. I was doing it for the country. I was doing it for thing. I think you could see his attitude change in his mirror. And then as he looked around, we were walking, he said, this is beautiful, isn't it? Suddenly, he filled up his mind with a different attitude. And then he started to see the world differently. And so, what if, and when you do look in the mirror, if you saw the best of you? What if? And what if you see the best of you? You start to see the best of everything. There's no weeds in the garden. They're beautiful plants. Ask children, they'll pick the weed flowers and go, here, there's a flower for you. So I'm going to go back to the Circle of Life song that was playing before here, and I can't record it. Go and listen to it on YouTube or Spotify or whatever. Remember when the lion grew up and he looked in the pond and he didn't recognize himself because he didn't have the attitude that he could be or do anything. His uncle had said to him he was hopeless and that he killed his father, but the actual uncle did it. But when he took on an attitude, a mirror of, "Oh, I want to be like my dad," he was able to go back to the female pride, face his uncle, and be able to go, you know what? I am the example of what's possible. And that's what you guys have done all of your life. You just may not have realized, but today is the day. Today is the day. So, what attitude would you like to mirror without having a baboon come along and doink you on the head, like in the movie? What attitude would you like to have to mirror that you are the example of what's possible? What are you going to fill your mind with? What's your mind filled with? Remember, it's a superpower. This is your mind. It's empty at the moment. If we don't fill it, it will fill up with stuff. Remember, if that thought is not loving, it's not yours to own. So attitudes are a mirror of the mind. So at this point, we're going to do some sharing. And if you would like to unmute yourself when I call out your name and share what was the golden heart that you got today, great. Or if you want to put it in the chat and put the letter Y, but yes, I can share it. And then I can say it out loud. That'd be amazing too, because this is about group harmony. In mystery schools, there wasn't just one person sharing, it was a group consciousness and uplifting and ascending all the time, all the time. So we're going to start with Julie, Leona, and Denise. And as I said, lovelies, if anyone wants to put it in the chat, you're more than welcome.
Here I am. Couldn't find the unmute. Oh, Jean, my golden heart is all the incredible things that has been happening since I have started to apply all of the things that I knew but had forgotten. And abundance is flowing in my life. People who were showing me hatred are showing me love and joy. The dog has stopped attacking me. And my boy Baxter, 2 days ago was 2 years since he left his physical body. And it was a very deep day for me. And Baxter taught me so much through his life and saved my life so many times, figuratively and literally. And on the day, his death day, I celebrated, I grieved, and he taught me more and showed me. I found buried in the darkest corners of my study, which is full of things from the move still, I found his coats and they smell of Baxter.
Beautiful.
big golden heart.
Thank you very much, my darling. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Who is next?
Morning, everybody. I think my golden heart is mirror, mirror, how amazing are you all? Can I have that in a meme, Jean?
You ask, you can get it. Yes, you want it? I'll make it happen, or my team will make it happen. Anything else, Leona?
No, it was literally just check in with your attitude.
Yep. Fantastic. Thank you. Denise.
Sorry, Jean, I fell asleep through part of it.
That's perfect too. Thank you. I'm just going to read Rachel's. Thank you for the reminder of not letting loving thoughts fill my mind. Because sometimes we need the mirror, mirror to go, oh, no, look what I'm doing. Not doing that. There's a mirror, mirror, and every experience is a mirror. And it's like, oh, so fantastic, Rachel, as I have been. I'm grateful for me. Beautiful, Rachel. Let's go to Miriam, Sharon, and Monique. As I said, guys, if you don't want to unmute, that's fine. You can pop it in the chat. A Y means that I can actually read it out. Sharon, is that a Y? Yes. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Sharon's got my golden heart is the reminder of seeing the best of everything, including the weeds. We define, let's go back to the mind. Who defines that they're weeds? When there's children, oh my gosh, my children, as the grass was growing and there were sometimes little yellow daisies, and my younger son would never see them as weeds. It was a flower to pick for mummy. Who defines that? We do. Just our mind, mirror, mirror, what do you want to see it as? So beautiful, Sharon. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. And Lou's got attitudes are a mirror of your mind. Love the meme, Leah. No problems. Who was next? I've just forgotten now.
So
Awesome.
I've been working with the mirror as of late, just teaching myself to love myself. So once I'm learning, in the process, but now I'm finding that I'm giving other people loving kindness, which I didn't in the past.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I got goosebumps, Miriam. That's amazing. Amazing. Thank you. Who was the next?
It's me, Jean, Monique.
Awesome.
Yeah, mine was just that reflection of that it's up to me to create the world that I want. So thank you.
Pleasure. Pleasure, pleasure. I think, no, we've got Andrew and Jenny.
Oh, yeah, good morning. Yes, it's a good reminder for me today just to check in on the attitude, because I've had, interesting when you're under a bit of stress, how your attitude may change, and just to check in on how am I managing my stresses with my attitude. Thanks.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful.
Hi, Jean. Thanks for having me on. I probably got out of today a lot of things. I loved attitude, mirror, mirror, but I really loved how you said, how can I create value for people? That sort of resonated with me. So thank you very much.
My pleasure, Jenny, and welcome. Thank you, Dylan. For me, it is, I created the business to create value. I wasn't happy while I was nursing pathology and autopsies. I knew there was more. It was medical intuition. And it was, I can create more value that way. And for all of you, you all create value for everyone and everything. So yeah, enjoy that mirror, mirror of shining you. Kim, what about you?
Morning, everyone. Mine was my default is negative, so I can change the dial.
Say it again, Diane, because I didn't hear it.
Sorry, my default is negative, so I can change the dial.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And just bear in mind, in mystery school, there was not actually positive, negative. This construct of duality is all it's sciencey now, but the construct of duality is only in this 3D world that we've got yes, no, black, white, right, wrong, positive, negative. In mystery school, it was the understanding that nothing was a duality, but if we see the duality in things, we can come back into center point, which is actually in the heart, to go, oh, wait a minute, I design, I create, I make my world. Just like Monique was saying, is oh, wait, what's my attitude? And it's so simple though, is it done by me? Remember, you can click your fingers and it's like, oh, change. And just with a quick change, like when I was walking with this gentleman, when I got him to talk about his career, it was like, boom, you could see the attitude and the energy just like flip because he flipped into his heart of purpose and longing, and because he didn't have a career at the moment, that it was like this divine energy. It wasn't a positive or negative, and he started to see the world differently. Julie, could you please give that line again? When you were walking with the man, I appreciate your. Julie, I don't know. It's recording. I don't know what I said, but it'll be in the recording. It'll definitely be in the recording. So, what if
Point of
you
view.
feel, pardon?
Point of view. I appreciate your point of view. It just came to me. Sorry, I didn't realize I was still unmuted.
That's okay. What if today's lesson for this week, you know that we just keep on adding to the lessons of growth because that's evolution. We're here to grow and expand, and we have the right to grow and expand. That as you have that different attitude, that it's a mirror of the mind. So if I come back, what's my mind thinking? What am I filling it with? How do I actually feel? What's going on? Then I can flick the mirror to turn it around to see my brilliance and who I am. And then I change my attitude, which is really simple. Or we can be 3D stubborn adults because kids change it quicker and animals change it quicker than adults. We can be stubborn adults and I'm not going to change that attitude. I'm going to just keep this. And then we're going to mirror the pain or the ache or the fear or the whatever we've got. We just go, click. That attitude won't help going up that mountain, Jim. My body's aching and talking to me. Mirror, why am I here? Oh, yeah, he's quiet, having a moment. Thank you very much. Oh my gosh, I'm at the top. And I met lots of people smiling and connecting. So thank you so, so much, Super Souls, for joining me today. And for those that are joining me tonight for Happy Money for the 10-week module, then congratulations. That's going to be super, super magic behind the scenes. It is different from the Money Magnet module. So please, this afternoon, that will be taken down from the website. If you want to join, you're more than welcome. And practice. What's your attitude? What are you mirroring? And remember to look in the mirror because they're amazing. And we'll listen to that song, Circle of Life. Have the best. Bye.
Thanks, Jane.